What up, world? So I saw Kingsman: The Secret Service. It stars Colin Firth, Samuel L. Jackson, Michael Caine, Mark Strong, Taron Egerton, Sophie Cookson, I think her name is, Sophia Boutella, um, Jack Davenport, and Mark Hamill. It's directed by Matthew Vaughn, who also directed movies like Layer Cake, Kick Ass, X-Men First Class, and if you've seen, I've seen Kick Ass and I've seen X-Men. Both of those were great. It starts off back in the day, and an event occurs, and you kind of get an idea of what drives Colin Firth. Um, and then it fast forwards. Taron Egerton is basically like the main character, you know what I'm saying, that we're following. And he gets recruited, as we see in the trailers. He gets recruited by Colin Firth, and then he's kind of like Will Smith in Men in Black. I don't want to say he's a punk off the street, but the same way that Will Smith was a city cop and the rest of the recruits for the Men in Black were all Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force, in uniform, suited, best of the best of the best with honors and all that shit. Um, the recruits are more pampered and more polished and more scholared than Taron Egerton's character. And then it turns into, well, the whole movie is basically the Kingsman, and Samuel L. Jackson's the villain. He has plans of world domination, and for the most part. And then we just see what the Kingsmen have to do to defeat him. Colin Firth, man, I haven't seen too many Colin Firth movies. Um, Crucify me if you will, but the King's Speech just didn't grab my attention. But this, man, like, I literally just saw Samuel L. Jackson on Jimmy Fallon, and he said Colin Firth can be the new Liam Neeson, an older actor whooping everybody's ass, because that's what Colin Firth did, was whoop everybody's ass. Um, and he was great in his role. He was perfectly cast. Everybody in this movie was perfectly cast. Mark Strong has some scene stealing lines, scenes, parts. Michael Caine is like the head of the Kingsmen. He's an OG. Um, and Mark Hamill's role isn't that big, but it's still dope. And it's crazy that Luke Skywalker and Mace Windu are in the same movie. I wonder if they talked about the prequels and the original series while filming this. Taron Egerton, I mean, he killed it, and he's rumored to be up for the part, or being looked at as the new Spider-Man. Um, I could see it. He doesn't really have the shy, nerdy Peter Parker in this, but he has sarcasm that Spider-Man needs. And and then, like, the trailers, to me, man, for some reason I thought that Sophie Boutella's character, she got her legs amputated, but like she basically walks on swords, she walks on blades, and she's a monster with them motherfuckers. Um, but she's like Samuel L. Jackson's right hand. Um, there wasn't as much action as I thought there was gonna be, but it doesn't matter, because the story's interesting. The story just flows. It wasn't boring at all. Um, the fights that were in it, like, there's a lot of fight scenes. There's a lot of violence. Matthew Vaughn movie, of course, but all that shit was so well done, man. Like, anything I say, I'm gonna like kind of spoil an event. There is a sequence in the movie that it's a huge fight, and it was just so well done. The choreography to this was crazy. Um, and then, like, all the gadgets were cool, man. This movie rivals James Bond and Mission Impossible as far as cool gadgets for spy movies. I don't remember the last time that I watched Samuel L. Jackson as a villain. He was funny. He like played his part well. And his lisp, like, I didn't know that he naturally had a lisp and then had to, like, basically fight his way to lose it. You know what I'm saying? To be without it. It was just funny because like you're not used to hearing Samuel L. Jackson with a lisp, and then there's the scene in the trailer where he's telling Colin Firth that British people all talk so funny. You all talk so funny. Um, there's just stuff like that, man. Just the comedy worked, the action was dope, the story flowed, all the actors. I don't have a problem with anybody in this movie. I would love to see a sequel, but if Kick-Ass 2 and X-Men Days of Future Past are any indication, Matthew Vaughn might not direct a Kingsman 2, even though he's starting to talk about a Kingsman 2 now that this movie's coming out. Um, like this movie was so much fun, man. I don't want to see another director do this. So in my opinion, Kingsman: The Secret Service is dope as fuck. I know we're only a month and a half in, but this is my favorite movie of the year so far. Um, in 10 months, I hope it's on my end of the year best favorites of 15 list or whatever. And dudes, men, like put your foot down and drag your women to see this movie. Fuck 50 Shades of Grey. Go see this movie. It's better quality. It's more fun. And I mean, you'll love it. Next weekend, I want to see Hot Tub Time Machine 2. The week after that, I want to see Focus with Will Smith and Margot Robbie. And then we're on to March already. That's a trip in itself. What's your favorite movie directed by Matthew Vaughn? Um, I mean, he's done Layer Cake. He did Stardust. I haven't seen that one. I need to see Layer Cake. Then he did Kick Ass, X-Men First Class, and this. Um, Man, of the three I've seen, man, like a favorite is so hard to pick. I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna get back to you. I can't even say right now. Get at me where y'all get at me, as is always the case, man. Peace.